Hello, everyone, and welcome to Port Royal Speedway for the RPES 𝐒𝐫𝐲𝐚𝐥 Tribute Race, round 13 of 16 on the year for the 360 Sprint Car Series. It is $12 to the winner tonight, and we will go 27 times around the Port Royal Speedway at the end of the night. Currently, we're watching Joseph Grandy, who went third quick in hot laps. We have been to Port Royal 2 times in the history of the 360 Sprint Car Series. We saw Caden Berry and Matt Grimm take to victory lane in those 2 visits. And our track record is a 15.923, who, as you can see, Colton Brewer just beat that on lap number 1 with a 15.821. As it goes faster on lap number 2, 15.797 for Colton Brewer. Oh, as we say that, Trevor Royer now goes on his second lap. He went to 15.790. One of the prime other contenders to break that track record is right there, your current point leader, Mason Hannigan. As he does just that, he beats it by 0.2, 15.590 for Mason Hannigan. We still have about 4 different cars yet to take time. We got Jimbo Rooney is out there in a 𝐒𝐫𝐲𝐚𝐥 tribute scheme in car number 27. The other driver out there that is out there for laps right now is the 003 of Garen Brimmer, which looks like both of his laps did not count. Jimbo Rooney, though, went 11th quick last time around. What does he have on lap number 2? It's like he was just a little bit slower, a 15.991. That should do it. 34 cars are in attendance this evening. We'll have 4 heat races on tap. So your starting lineup for Right Rear Racing Heat Race number 1. Anthony Villagran will go from the pole in car number 22. Ryan Sheet, driver finished on the podium last week in car 10, will start second. Austin Griffey, saw him have a great run last week at Williams Grove in 57, and driver led over half the race. Mason Hannigan, car 1, will start 4th. David Baker, your 305 track record holder from Monday night, will start 5th. 6th will be Jason Haynes. 7th, the 34, John Klimowitz Jr. And 8th, Garen Brimmer and the 003. Then rounding out the field will be the 79 of Dean Reynolds. Tim, I don't know what you're talking about being banned for participating in any events. It's just called you haven't showed up lately. I mean, we miss you over here. White flag signal here, be at the line. 8 laps of distance, top 4. We'll move on to tonight's 𝐒𝐫𝐲𝐚𝐥 Tribute main event. A few sponsors we did not get it mentioned earlier in the program. Admin Box is the sponsor of our drivers meeting each week, and TJ Visuals is our qualifying sponsor. And of course, this heat race is presented by Right Rear Racing. Field will be led by Anthony Villagran to the restart zone here in turn number 3 and 4. Anthony Villagran gets a good jump on Ryan Sheet. That top side momentum, though, it's going to be very killer early on. As you can see, the 10 car closes right back up to him into turn number 1 and 2. Villagran's going to slide up. How much momentum is he going to lose by doing that, though? Sheet now going to look to his inside going into 1. Sheet slides up. Now is Villagran going to be able to make a run down the back straightaway? Yes, he does. He kind of just thinks better. He does not go over the slide job, goes to the middle. Loses a bunch of time there, though. He will lose second and third. As now Hannigan's going to go for a slide job. We get a 6:18 engraving and design caution flag, though, for the first time this evening. It's like Dean Reynolds up. I can't tell who that other car is, but they just got into the wall, and yeah, Dean, bad luck. Definitely, it was Garen Brimmer was the car that got into the wall there. But Dean Reynolds, an early contender for the Premier Racing Setups Hard Luck Award of the night. For those of you that don't know, Premier Racing Setups offers a free setup pack to the driver that experiences the hardest luck in each RPES event throughout the season. As the rest of the field waits for the pace truck to catch up. Pace truck has pulled off into the infield, so Villagran will once again bring him back to the green. He got lucky there, and as they did not complete the lap before the yellow came out. Hannigan tries to hold it there on the inside of Sheet, but Sheet has the momentum on the top side. Sheet may be able to do it. He's going to block the slide job as Hannigan almost gets in the inside wall there. And at the same time, Villagran got into the outside wall. So Sheet able to take both spots away. Hannigan now going to go for the inside here. Takes the race lead momentarily. Sheet will go alongside him. Side by side into turn number 3 they go. Hannigan back down the hill. He will lead them at the stripe. So Hannigan 4th to 1st here in the early goings. Will Sheet go for another move? Nope, he decides to follow him through 3 and 4 on the top side. Loses a bit of momentum as he peels off the cushion there. So your top 4 cars, all in the top 4 transfer spots right now, breaking away by nearly 2 seconds ahead of the rest of the field. Oh, as Sheet gets into the wall, so does Hannigan. Both cars going to go upside down. Your top 2 drivers now, and the white flag is already out, so no yellows can be thrown at this point. So Anthony Villagran going to end up with the win after all. It's in the stat book. It's going to say 1-1, but we know that was not the case. They had a tough break there for your top 2 runners, as both of them ended up getting into the wall, but then obviously Hannigan got in the wall even more, and after he gathered it back in, just nothing he could do. But your rundown for Right Rear Racing Heat Race number 1. Anthony Villagran with the win. Austin Griffey finishes 2nd. 3rd, David Baker. And your final transfer was the 34 of John Klimowitz Jr. Jason Haynes, Mason Hannigan, Ryan Sheet, Garen Brimmer, and Dean Reynolds will have to go through one of the 6:18 engraving and design B-mains later on this evening. But now we got Casey Simon Cinematography Heat Race number 2. Your winner from Monday night with the 305s, Derek Jones will go from the pole. Nick Larry, who sits currently 3rd in the series standings, will go from 2nd in car 43. Tayton Sander, your Regal Cup winner from a few weeks ago, starts 3rd. And Trevor Royer believe he set fast time the last time we were at Port Royal in the 360s. We'll go from 4th, Greg Robinson. Tonight's Best Appearing Car Award. In the 83, we'll go from 5th. And 6th, Joseph Trostowski in the 412. 69, John Klimowitz III will go from 7th. 8th, Nicholas Moley. And rounding out the field, guy that's had a lot of bad luck lately, the 29, Kevin Goodall. But both of our Derek Jones is always one that starts blinking out, but Nick Larry is also blinking out tonight. But yeah, as you can see, Greg Robinson there running the Apple number 12 car. That was tonight's best appearing car for the Greg Hodnett tribute race. So Derek Jones will once again lead us into the start zone here in 3 and 4. Top 4 move on. Derek Jones breaks away there. Tayton Sander almost gets into the 43. He's got 42 and 43 side by side. As now Trevor Royer, I think, just blinked all the way back to pit road there. The tough break for the 90. And all kinds of people having trouble with connection issues in this heat race. But Nick Larry into the 2nd spot. Tayton Sander going to come back down the hill on him though. He will go for a slide job move into turn number 2, if we can see him, that is, as the 42 continues to blink out. Nick Larry now slides up. I can see that the 42 is pulling back underneath him. Joseph Trostowski, though, mounting a huge charge on the top side behind him. I'm kind of impressed that the 43 and Tayton Sander have not hit each other. With as hard as they're racing, considering they can't really see one another. But meanwhile, Derek Jones is out front. Tayton Sander now runs in the 2nd spot. Nick Larry's in 3rd. Joseph Trostowski runs 4th. And Greg Robinson and the beautiful number 12 car is in the 5th spot. First car on the outside. Tayton Sander just ran the fastest lap of the race last time around. He has chopped about a 1.5 seconds. I mean, not a second, a 1/10.5 seconds. Yeah, about a 1/10.5 seconds that last time around. He now cut it in half. But Tayton Sander is definitely reeling in your race leader. We're just going to hope that he's not blinking. Up as we say that, he does just that. But the white flag is out in heat race number 2, presented by Casey Simon Cinematography. Tayton Sander going to go for a 1 move here if we can see him, and he does that. If you can hold it here, they're going to come to the line. Oh, they make contact. Derek Jones takes the win. Tayton Sander still finishes in 2nd with no top wing. And Nick Larry finishes the 3rd, and Joseph Trostowski finishes in 4th. But your non-transfers for tonight's racing, Greg Robinson, John Klimowitz III, Kevin Goodall, Nicholas Moley, and of course Trevor Royer there after he blinked out on lap number 1. Now we got heat race number 3 presented by Twisted Speed. Driver we've not seen in quite some time, Judd Bowers. It's probably been about at least 10 months since we've seen him in an RPES race. He starts in the pole of Twisted Speed Heat Race number 1. Alongside in one of the Greg Hodnett schemes will be the 27 of Jimbo Rooney. Starting 3rd will be the 518 of Joseph Grandy. 4th, Colton Brewer, who we've seen on the podium multiple times throughout the year, has never picked up a win though. He starts 4th, and 5th, Jeremy Christensen in car 16. Starting 6th will be the 24 of Ricky Thompson. 7th will be the Joseph Groom in car 11. 141 at Jacob Morris will start 8th. He made his debut last week. And Michael Skirring is not in attendance. He joined the session, but he is suspended for this week. But it will still show him on the lineup each time. Don't worry, Jackson Sutton. I saw your message. I just haven't gotten to it yet. And Tim, I did not fire Buckeye Racing Network. You guys are more than welcome to come back whenever you guys have time. I'm just keeping the broadcast booth warm for you. But here we go for Twisted Speed Heat Race number 3. Let's hope the connection issues are fixed for these drivers out there. As Judd gets a massive jump there on the start. Jimbo Rooney, Grandy, and Christensen there, 3 wide momentarily. Colton Brewer gets a massive run off the top side. He'll slide through. He's going to make contact with 27. And they're going to, him and Ricky Thompson's also going to get involved in it and bring out a 618 engraving and design caution flag. Second time tonight we see our yellow fly out. Too bad one of the cars involved was one of our Hodnett schemes. I would think that 77 will receive an EOL there from race control, but nonetheless, usually if the car is already at the back, we don't really deal with it until after the race, because it doesn't really make much sense to give a driver an EOL if they're already at the back to begin with. At least that's the way I'd like to think about it. And Jackson, if you saw how many messages I have right now on Discord, I think you'd understand. But I want to announce that next year we will be doing a similar race to this for the 360s. Instead, we're going to call it the Throwback Classic, and we're just going to do a bunch of paint schemes so you can do a throwback to basically any driver that you want to. We're going to have a lot of fun with it. It's going to be at Port Royal once again, and it'll be on Wednesday, March 25th in 2026. Lights are out on the pace truck. We will get back to green flag racing this time. So Bowers, Grandy, Christensen, and Groom, your top 4 currently. We have 1 lap complete. Still 7 laps left in Twisted Speed Heat Race number 3. Bowers once again gets a massive jump, about 5 car lengths ahead of Grandy. Christensen, you can see him working the inside. We have seen that top side have massive momentum, and Groom does just that. He powers around the outside. He will go into thirds. Now we can see Grandy just made a move on Bowers. I'm going to guess Bowers got into the wall there in 1 and 2, and that's what allowed the move to happen there for Grandy. It's Colton Brewer already from the back of the field up to third in car 77. I would take a guess, slide job incoming here, and it is. Move Colton Brewer up into the top 2 with halfway. As they're side by side at the line, Bowers slides up. Brewer right back down the track. They almost make contact as he comes off the wall. But Brewer is away into 3, and now he sets his sights on the 518 as Joseph Groom slides across the nose of Bowers coming out of 4. Bowers will come right back at him into 1. Groom going to set up another move here into 3, and he does just that. Gets a little bit sideways, though. Bowers might be able to power on outside, and he does. Bowers may finally have solidified the spot, at least for now. Groom now does a kind of a diamond line off the corner. He'll set himself up for another slide job attempt. He takes the 3rd spot back. Side-by-side drag race into 1 once again. That's where the white flag is out as Bowers loses control. And that's heartbreak. Once again, we see 2 of our qualifying spot drivers get taken out on the same lap. Second time tonight, but Grandy takes the win in Twisted Speed Heat Race number 3. Colton Brewer finishes 2nd. Jimbo Rooney finishes 3rd. And your final transfer was the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. So tough break there once again for 2-year transfer cars, Judd Bowers and Joseph Groom. Just a racing incident there, though. Judd just got tried to save it off the cushion, and Groom just had nowhere to go after that. But they finished 5th and 6th. Still, as you can see, they're still only 0.03 of a second apart from one another at the line nonetheless. Jacob Morris finishes in the 7th spot, and 8th was Ricky Thompson. We saw get taken out there on lap number 1 after getting caught up in a couple other drivers. But your final heat race of the night, it's the Reigel Promotions Esports Shop Heat Race number 4. Derek Pettetti in the 041, and we know his car also has a 14 on it. So whichever number you want to call him, he starts in the pole. Tony Dominguez will start 2nd in car 18. 45, a Logan Trimmer, who we haven't seen for a couple weeks, starts in 3rd. Bowen Smith, he sits 2nd in the current standings. He missed the National Open last week. He starts 4th. Ty Dickinson, one of our fan favorites, starts in the 5th spot. Parker in the 02 will start from 6th. 7th, had another good run on Monday night. Jake Roya in the car number 2, and a 2-time 305 winner this season, Ethan Milwane, will round out the field. See, okay, this week he tricked me. He finally put a 14 on the car. So Derek Pettetti is the 14 now. Last week at Williams Grove, he had a 14, I think, on the side of the car and a 41 on the top of the wing. Same deal here, though. 8 laps. Top 4 will advance to tonight's Greg Hodnett tribute race. Third-party gaming, green flag is in the air. Pettetti takes the early advantage as Dickinson is now going to get caught up with Dominguez there off the corner. They both flip upside down on the back straightaway, and we're going to get a 618 engraving and design caution flag. It looked like they were nearly 3 wide there off the corner. That's kind of what started it. And he just gets tight off the corner there, comes down the racetrack, and obviously Dickinson's kind of an innocent bystander in the 67. Nonetheless, though, he loses his top and front wing. Still was flipping by the time Dominguez drove away. And Dickinson definitely had the toe there, unless someone came on the racetrack and decided to flip him back over. We'll see if Dickinson is able to finish his toe time before we get back racing. Usually it's pretty close. If you tow right away, you have a chance to make it back out. But if not, he'll try his hand at the 618 engraving and design caution flag. As Ty Dickinson says, where do I purchase luck? Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you would really get luck, but you certainly haven't had it on your side as of late. But for the second straight heat race, we get a caution on the opening lap. So it'll be a single file restart, as with all Reigel Promotions Esports events. We do not on consecutive yellows, or if we're under 10 laps to go in the feature, we always are single file. If not, we are double file. After this, we will have, I believe we should have 2 618 engraving and design B mains. The top 3 will advance out of each of those. Then we'll have a full throttle motorsports warm-up session, which tracks look good right now, but we still got another 20 laps to put on it after this heat race yet. So I doubt we're going to run more than 2 or 3 minutes of that full throttle motorsports warm-up session. But after that, we'll advance straight into our 27-lap main event for the evening. We're coming back to the third-party gaming green flag here in turn number 3 and 4. As you can see, Ty Dickinson is pulling away from the pit road. He cannot come out under green, so he'll have to wait for the field to pass, and then he will be able to tag the tail here, and he's going to do just that in turn number 1. But Derek Pettetti on the racetrack takes the lead. Down the back straightaway is Logan Trimmer up front in second spot, and Bowen Smith looks to his inside. Bowen Smith's going to slide up. He has to be careful, though, not to get into the back of the 14. Trimmer high side momentum. He's going to try to throttle it up and get around Bowen. They're 3 wide momentarily. Trimmer takes the lead, and Bowen Smith's going to follow him through. So Derek Pettetti's going to go from first to third there in just a matter of half a lap. Now you got Jake Roya in car number 2. Another Cadenberry Motorsports teammate running in the final transfer. And back Ethan Milwane and the 0-2 of Parker there. They battle side by side for the 5th spot. See, Tony Dominguez is in 7th, and Ty Dickinson, I believe, is a lap down since he wrecked on that opening lap. But if we get a caution, he'll be able to get his wave around. Up front, though, Logan Trimmer is holding Bowen Smith at bay for now. You can see Parker now is all over Jake Roya for that final transfer. Oh, as Pettetti gets sideways right in front of Roya, that could have almost been bad for everyone. Gotta say, I'm not used to seeing Ethan Milwane in that 37. Oh, as they get in contact once again, Derek Pettetti is gonna. Oh, he almost had it saved. Once again, as we see, white flag is out. So after we get to the white flag, basically half the race is checkered on iRacing. But Logan Trimmer just barely nips Bowen Smith there at the line by 0.05 of a second. Ethan Milwane's going to finish 3rd. 4th, Derek Pettetti somehow, I think, actually got 4th, at least according to the results here. I have no idea how he ended up getting back to 4th. I mean, I saw something out of the corner of my eye happen in 3 and 4. I'm not exactly sure what happened. So Logan Trimmer, though, wins by 0.05 of a second over Bowen Smith. 3rd, Ethan Milwane and Derek Pettetti. Those are your 4 transfer cars. And Jake Roya, Tony Dominguez, Parker, and Ty Dickinson. Ty Dickinson was a lap down because of when he towed on opening lap. It always puts them a lap down if they're on pit road. But now we have our first 618 engraving and design B main of the evening. Jason Haynes, he finished 2nd on Monday night in the 305, so he'll go from the pole with this one. Judd Bowers, who we saw looked very good in his heat race, he'll start 2nd. Then your current 360 point leader, Mason Hannigan, goes in the 3rd spot. Joseph Groom will go from 4th. 5th will be Ryan Sheet. So a lot of heavy hitters here in your first 618 engraving and design B main. Jacob Morris will start in the 6th spot. 7th will be the 003 of Garen Brimmer. 8th, Ricky Thompson in the 24, and rounding out the field will be the 79 of Dean Reynolds. We'll see if Dean can get any more of that luck that they're trying to sell down in the chat below. Oh, well, doesn't look like it's going to matter. It looks like Dean Reynolds is not going to make the call here in the B main, so he is a scratch. Everyone else, though, has made the call. A few sponsors we did not get to mention to this point. Victory Lane each night is brought to you by Roya's Graphics, which is obviously by none other than Jake Roya himself. They make some awesome paint schemes, so make sure to check them out on Discord or Facebook if you're in the market for getting a paint scheme on iRacing. As I mentioned earlier, Third Party Gaming presents our green flag, but they also sponsor a trophy for the Rookie of the Year. As we get ready here in 3 and 4 to come to the green flag. Jason Haynes fires, and we are here in the 618 engraving and design B main number 1 as Mason Hannigan, man, he was close to taking out the 66 there. As Judd Bowers pulls a huge wheel stand down the back straightaway. Oh, as he gets into the 66. Oh, Judd Bowers is going to go flying almost into the grandstands. Luckily, Jason Haynes, he might have a little suspension damage, but other than that, he looks like he does have some front suspension damage there, but other than that, he at least was able to go down pit road here now and maybe get his fast repair if he needs to. So he's going to stay out, though. But Ryan Sheet going to go from 5th to the lead here on opening lap. As you see, many drivers making their way down pit road. We got Mason Hannigan, Garen Brimmer's already down pit road. And obviously, Judd definitely had to go down pit road. It looks like he's already disconnected from the session. As obviously, there's not much coming back from flipping over the wall in 3 and 4. See Mason Hannigan's to make his way back out. I believe that's Joseph Groom rolling it down past Victory Lane there. So Garen Brimmer is now the only car on Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. B main is 11 laps instead of 10 laps this evening. As you can see now, Jason Haynes makes his way down the Dirt Series Promotions pit lane. He must have noticed that it was a little bit too much of damage. He goes down and gets his pit stop. But tonight's race for the B main is 11 laps because that was one of Greg Hodden's numbers in the early part of his career. But Jason Haynes making his way back out. So Garen Brimmer is now the lone car in pit road. I'm guessing it's because he had to be one of the cars that one of the cars that had to tow to pit road. And looks like he is now disconnected from the session. So we have 6 cars that remain here in the 618 engraving and design B main number 1. Ryan Sheet will lead the way over Jacob Morris, who, as we said earlier, this is only his second time running with Regal Promotions Esports. Ricky Thompson is another driver we saw return last week. As we see, Mason Hannigan gets a huge run. Off at turn 3, he moves into a transfer spot. Thinks better of it. He holds the inside line. He will now move up to second past Morris. He now sets his sights on Ryan Sheet up front. The 2 Black Diamond Motorsports cars leading the field. Jacob Morris in the 3rd spot. Ricky Thompson going to go down low. Tries to do exactly what he saw Hannigan do a lap earlier. He does just that. Ricky Thompson into the 3rd and final transfer. As we say that, Morris fights right on back on the inside through 1 and 2. Now Thompson's going to try to hold his inside line. not able to hold it down there as Morris kind of takes his line away. The middle is starting to come in here at the Port Royal Speedway. Ryan Sheet still holding the top side up there, and Mason Hennig is not going to go follow him up there as well. Best battle on the racetrack is still for your final transfer spot. You got 5 cars remaining on the racetrack. Jason Haynes, we saw, was the pole sitter of this one. He is looking to make it a 3-way battle for the final transfer here momentarily. Back up front, slowly but surely, Mason Hagen is chipping away at the lead on Ryan Sheet. He was about 2/10 faster that last time around. Jacob Morris made a mistake there coming out of 4 and allowed Ricky Thompson catch right back up to him. Thompson rolling inside, hits the inside wall though. Luckily, I spoke a little bit too soon. But Jason Haynes now going to work out trouble here. We may get a 618 engraving and design caution flag as those drivers are still sitting on the backstretch, but they may have moved out of the way in time before the leaders came through. Looks like they did. Ryan Sheet still in the race lead. Mason Hannigan right up behind him now with 2 laps left. Jacob Morris makes contact with the wall, and Ryan Sheet gets into him. Oh, tough break to Ryan Sheet. Still able to keep it going, though. Trying to hold himself on for a transfer spot. Now Mason Hannigan takes command of the B main, though, with just 1 lap left. Ryan Sheet with no top wing still has a commanding advantage of about 4.5 seconds now over your 3rd place driver of Jason Haynes, though. Ricky Thompson in the 4th spot and Jacob Morris into the pits. Man, this has been a this was a battle of attrition here in the heat race. I have never seen a B-main be so much of a war of attrition. Wait, I think we had 4 cars actually finish that one. Can't say I've ever seen that before. And then here we go with the iRacing deciding it's time to go back to daytime for the 2nd B main. It's happened every single week, I believe, over the last 3 weeks. Don't worry though, we'll be back to the darkness when we get to the warm-up session after this. But we got 9 cars in the field here for your 2nd 618 engraving and design B main of the evening. Greg Robinson in car number 12. He'll go from the pole. Jake Roya, who experienced some bad luck there in his heat race, he'll go from 2nd. John Klimowitz, the 3rd. He'll start in the 3rd spot. Tony Dominguez, 18, will start 4th. 5th will be the 29 at Kevin Goodall. Parker in the 02 there will start from 6th. 7th will be the 248 of Nicholas Moley. 67 of Ty Dickinson will start 8th. And then rounding out the field will be the 90 of Trevor Royer. Once again, the 07 will show up on the lineups, but he is suspended for this evening. He will be reinstated for action at the Weed Sports Speedway when we head there next week. Another 11 laps to the distance here for your 2nd B main of the evening. Drivers there for a second. Almost looks like they're starting to go 4 wide already. Must have thought this was the feature. Once again, as we get a couple, about a half a lap here to mention the sponsors, Hard Charger is presented by Twisted Speed. Free setup pack goes to the driver that advances the most spots each week in the 360 Sprint Car Series. And driver completes a last lap pass tonight, they will receive $5 courtesy of F&D Awareness. Third-party gaming green flag is set to come out for Greg Robinson when they get to the line. And see, Dominguez runs in the 3rd spot there. Klimowitz right on his inside. They're battling for that last transfer spot. Here comes the 0-2 of Parker around the outside. He was looking for it, was not able to get it there as he gets into the wall off the backstretch. Luckily for 𝐒𝐞, he did not come down the racetrack as Dominguez almost comes into him. Roya blocks all advances there. They do not have mirrors, so he just kind of guessed correctly where he needed to put himself on the racetrack. He was able to, once again, get there in front of the 0-2 off the corner. Jake Roya now in your final transfer spot. Greg Robinson in car 12 starting to pull away out front in the Apple Chevrolet car. 𝐒𝐞 runs in the second spot still. Man, Parker in the 0-2, he is just hitting the wall time and time again. He does not care. He is doing all he can to get back to the 2 of Jake Roya. And he's going to do just that into turn number 1 and 2. See if he can keep it out of the wall this time, and he does. He cuts it down the racetrack. He's going to go for a slide job here into 3. He's got to be careful not to get into 69, and he does. Just that, able to hold on the inside. Jake Roya going to be on his inside here in 1 and 2. Roya's going to try to roll the inside lane. Parker's going to get the run. He takes the spot until he gets to the wall there. Roya's going to try to hold the inside once again. Thought maybe he's going to go for a slide job attempt. Got to be careful though. Trevor Royer, we know how fast he is, and he has started in the 9th spot. He is now battling for one of the transfer spots. Of course, he experienced a bad luck there. So he's going to go for a slide job. Moves himself into the 3rd and final transfer out of turn 4. Parker takes it right back into turn number 1. Royer going to try to power it back up around the outside. They're side by side on the back straight. 𝐒𝐞 gets in the wall. Royer has to check it up. That allows Parker to move into the 2nd spot now. As Royer gets into the wall, he's got to be careful. Royer now going to be sent into the inside wall on the front stretch. He's flipping violently. Caution flag will come out, / red flag really, for the 2 of Jake Roya here in your 2nd B main. Get a better look at what exactly transpired there, but I would take a guess that it was due to just everyone trying to come together there. Roya got into the wall. I mean, not Royer got into the wall. Yeah. Man, what a violent flip for Jake Roya. But Nicholas Mully just got a little squirrel out the corner, and Jake Roya was right on his left rear, and not much either one could do. Just kind of wrong place, wrong time. But nonetheless, Greg Robinson leads the way over Parker in 0-2, and then John Klimowitz the 3rd runs in your 3rd and final transfer spot. He's got some hungry drivers behind him though, with Trevor Royer on the outside looking in, and Nicholas Mully runs 5th. Ty Dickinson running the 6th spot after starting 8th. Tony Dominguez, Kevin Goodall round out the field. Not too sure if Jake Roya is going to be able to make it back out. He does have one more lap under caution here, so he may be able to, but he has not came up pit road yet after towing to this point. Be green, white, checkered next time around, as we'll have 2 laps to go when we get back going. Last few sponsors to mention for the evening. Most improved driver on the year will receive a custom trophy courtesy of Shockeye Racing Performance. And the Mr. Clean Driver Award presented by Triplet Motors. The driver has the least amount of incident points throughout the 2025 season. Will receive free entry to the series in 2026. And of course, tomorrow night, make sure to join us live right here at 8:30 p.m. Eastern for the Jack-O-Lantern 200, the 2nd running at the Auto Club Speedway with the NASCAR Next Gen cars. It's free to enter. Just join the Discord and apply for the league to be part of the event. Greg Robinson leads us back to third-party gaming, green flag once again. Robinson leads over the 0-2. 69 at 𝐒𝐞 is in the 3rd spot. Trevor Royer on the outside looking in. He looks to bang the boards once again. And he will have the spot at the line as we get to the white flag here. Royer takes the third spot here. He's going to look for the second spot now into turn number 3 and 4. And he slides up. Parker comes back underneath. We see a violent flip. I think it was Nicholas Moley who just flipped over the wall there in turn number 3 and 4. Nonetheless, Greg Robinson, Parker, and Trevor Royer there take the 3 transfer spots. They're going to try to get in there. Look here at what is that could transpire here. You see, he goes flying into the catch fence. Second time tonight. And he comes all the way back onto the racetrack yet. We saw some crazy flips in that B main. Nonetheless, though, now we move on to our full throttle motorsports warm-up session. We'll see how long our admin for the night, Benjamin, will take the drivers here. More than likely, probably would just let them have a feel for the racetrack, and then we'll advance. But Benjamin Ware himself is the track prep master. I'm going to try to put the camera here on a couple cars that we have not yet really talked about tonight yet. Villagran is now top up. As I say that, Bowen Smith now top of the board, 17.094. So you see it, times are much slower than they were earlier in the night in qualifying. Over a second and a half the track record set earlier on the night. Standard, at least currently, not blinking as he was up. As I say that, of course he does. Yes, but we have a Jack-O-Lantern 200 tomorrow night, and then our next event after that will be next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. It's the Empire State Showdown for round number 5 of the Dirt Modified Series. The big blocks invade Oswego Speedway. Last year we saw Logan Rumsey pick up the win. After we had 75 laps of racing last year, we had only 2 cautions. Let's hope we can repeat that again next week. That event also be live right here on Reigel Promotions Esports. Robert Hill will be on the call for that one. And next Wednesday, we'll be live right here for the Empire State Nationals with the 360 Sprint Car Series, round number 14 at Weedsport. We have not been to Weedsport since April of 2024. It's been a long time since we've taken a trip to the Weedsport Speedway. Now, after that, we'll have a couple of days off, and we'll go to Outland Park, the international layout of that one for round 4 of 5 for the Grand Prix Series, which consists of the Formula 4 cars. As we head right into tonight's Greg Hodnett tribute race. Be 27 laps to the distance here at the Port Royal Speedway. All right. Anthony Villagran will go from the pole in car 22. And to his outside will be the 7 of Derek Jones, who we saw be victorious on Monday night pick up his third career 305 Sprint Car Series win. Joseph Grandi will start in the third spot. Fourth, the 45 of Logan Trimmer. Fifth, Austin Griffey in the 57. 42 of Tayton Sander will come from the sixth spot. Seventh will be the 77 of Colton Brewer. Eighth will be Bowen Smith in the 012. 19 of David Baker will go from 9th. 10th, 43 of Nick Larry. Jimbo Rooney will go from the 11th spot. Ethan Milwane to his outside in car 37. 34 of John Klimowitz Jr. will go to the 13th spot. 14th will be the 412 of Joseph Trustowski. 15th, the 16 of Jeremy Christensen. 16th will be the 041 of Derek Patetti. Your current point leader, Mason Hannigan, in car 1 will go from 17th. 18th, the 12 of Greg Robinson. 19th will be the 10 of Ryan Sheet. 20th, Parker in the 02 will go for 20th. And 66, Jason Haynes, after somehow surviving that B main, will start 21st. And rounding out the field will be the 90 of Trevor Royer, who finished second the last time we were here at Port Royal. Drivers here momentarily, I believe, should yep, I would say they should be getting the signal to show you the most awesome sight in all of motorsports. The Victory Fuel 4 wide salute here at the Greg Honda Tribute Race. We've seen some pretty challenging 4 wides, I say, this year, but this is honestly one of the better ones. You guys should have seen the late model stocks back in January try to do a 4 wide salute. It took them about 2 laps to figure it out. Drivers now will split, and they will catch up back up to the iRacing pace truck. That was your Victory Fuel 4 wide salute here at the Port Royal Speedway. See, lights are out on the pace truck. We will come to the green flag when we get to turn number 3 and 4. Reminder tonight, it's a little bit shorter of a race than normal. Normally we run 30 laps. We only got 27 tonight. And we got a couple of heavy hitters starting towards the back. Got Mason Hannigan starting in 17th. Ryan Sheets back there in 19th. And of course Trevor Royer starting in 22nd as well. Most of your drivers usually see starting up in the top 10. If not the top 5 every single week. Third party gaming, green flag is out here at Port Royal. Andy Villagran, though, starting on the pole just as he did in heat race number 1. He will lead lap number 1 of 27 as Derek Jones running the second spot up as he blinks out for second. Anthony Villagran climbs the fence. That allows Joseph Grandi to be the opportunistic there and take the spot away. Logan Trimmer heads to the inside line. Joseph Grandi now leading lap number 2. So 2 laps, 2 different leaders. As always, this cushion there, especially 1 and 2 here at Port Royal on iRacing, is very treacherous. Joseph Grandi start pull away is now Sander and then make contact. Hopefully everyone's able to hold it together. I think they did. I think we stayed green. I say that I saw Anthony Villagran nearly gave me a heart attack there, getting sideways in front of the field once again. Bowen Smith slides up in front of him, and Colton Brewer trying to work his way by as well. Oh, as Brewer and them almost make contact, he backs out of it and gets himself away. Joseph Grandy about a second and a half, though. He is a driver that does not want to see a caution flag. But Logan Trimmer is in second right now. Bowen Smith in third. Austin Griffey runs in the fourth spot. Another great run for him. Derek Jones struggling here in the early goings as he's back to sixth. He powers back into the fifth spot by Nick Larry, though. You see Mason Hannigan here. He's already up plus 10. 17th to 7th here in just 5 laps. And Colton Brewer, after the mishap, is back there. And now we got a caution flag. Looks like for Jimbo Rooney here, as we can see him on the inside of turn number 1 and 2. So first 618 engraving and design caution flag flies on lap number 7. Oh, as you can see, David Baker, he just gets completely sideways here off of turn 2, and just left obviously Jimbo Rooney nowhere to go. See if we could try to get a better look here. What exactly transpired between these two? I think he just got in the gas too early, got the car sideways. I don't know how much that tap from the two really. I mean, obviously didn't help him, but I don't think it hurt him any. I think he was already losing it. Yeah, just Jimbo Rooney just there. Nothing else anyone else could do. But Jimbo Rooney's able to go down pit road and get a fast repair, so he should have no problem coming back out and not losing a lap, though. I do think Tayton Sander has been sent to the pits for blinking. Either that, as I don't think he was caught up in any incidents there. Ethan Milwain is also another driver that is in the pit lane currently. Still one more caution. I mean, not one more caution. One more caution lap here. Another thing I want to mention is Regal Promotions Esports is expanding to Rocket League come January. January through February, we're having a 6-week season for 3v3s. We'll have a bunch of awards. Doesn't matter if you're terrible like I am or you're one of the best players there is. We'll have a division for you. There are 3 different divisions based on basically your talent level. And our playoffs will be live on third-party gaming. So if you're interested in any of that, make sure to join us as we get back to racing here at Port Royal. 20 laps left when Grandy gets to the line. See Bowen Smith there slides up to protect. He holds that second spot away now from Logan Trimmer. He will see if he can get any closer to Joseph Grandy, as Grandy was checking out that last time around. We talked 2 weeks ago. Bowen Smith has not picked up a win since Volusia to begin the season. Some 12 races ago as Joseph Grandy climbs the fence down the back straightaway. I think he may have just, yeah, he did. He just completely left the session pretty much there as we try to hurry and find someone here. Say it's not since he lagged out, it wasn't letting me click on anyone. Nonetheless, though, Logan Trimmer now is in your race lead over Bowen Smith. One of a change of events, and there wasn't even a yellow since he ghosted out that fast. Now 45 and 012 here, battle for the race lead. Bowen Smith slides up the racetrack here in 3-4. Logan Trimmer will turn it down the hill. Not enough momentum. He may be able to try something here, and he does. He will hold the inside, though. Top side still has so much momentum and grip up on the outside. Trimmer now will fall back in the line. As you can see, Mason Hannigan sneaking into the picture there in car 1. He's going to go for a move here into 1 and 2 as we get a 618 engraving and design caution flag. Handing it a 17th to 3rd in the early going, so we haven't even gotten to the halfway point yet. But it looks like your caution flag is for Austin Griffey. You can see on the bottom right of your screen there is broadside up against the inside wall. Obviously gets into the fence. He sends himself another driver, 3rd car that is flipped over. That 𝐑𝐏𝐄𝐒 knows nowhere to go when he came back out. 3rd car tonight we have seen flip over that wall. I can't say I've ever even seen anyone do that in any of our sessions. We've seen it happen 3 times tonight. See a lot of drivers down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane right now. Got David Baker. Of course, Tayton Sanders still down there from his blinking incidents. Austin Griffey and a few other cars down there as well. I think Derek Jones. We didn't get to really talk about it earlier, but what a heartbreak there for Joseph Grandy after he gets into the wall off of turn 2. He's looking for his first career win. Was looking pretty good to do it, I feel like. I mean, especially if that caution didn't come out earlier on. He was out to a pretty commanding advantage. We will not. Oh, when we get to the line, we won the green, I believe. And when they take the green, it will be 13 in, 14 laps left. Drivers will once again, I believe, get double filed up here for the restart. As my cat decides to come say hello to me. He always loves to yell. Bowen Smith leading back to the third-party gaming green flag out of turn number 4. Looking for his 2nd career win with 360 Sprint Car Series. Handing it now slots into the 2nd spot after starting on the inside line. Seems like that is the preferred line. Not going to start in the 2nd spot here tonight. Handing it now, just as we saw in the B main, trying to work the inside line. Nick Larry kind of out of nowhere here now. Oh, as we get another 618 engraving and design caution flag. I believe that's the 3rd one on the evening. That should move Logan Trimmer back up to at least the 3rd spot, since they were not able to complete that lap. Looks like Parker and maybe Trevor Royer were involved in this one. See, they're 3 wide there in front. Brewer just kind of shuts them out. Obviously, don't have mirrors, so not much you do. Is see Parker just kind of just lags out there at the end. But he gets pinched in the wall. Royer there just has nowhere to go, and he loses his suspension damage as well. So 3rd 618 engraving and design caution flag out for the feature event. Well, Smith, I was about to say there when Nick Larry took the 3rd spot, your top 3 in points were all in the top 3. Obviously not in that order, as it is currently it's Mason Hannigan leads over a race lead points-wise in the standings. As Mason Hannigan currently actually holds 2nd place actually points is Ty Williams, but he is not in attendance this evening. So he is 348 points back from Mason Hannigan. The most points you can score in a single race event is 225. So that is just how dominant of a season Mason Hannigan has had. As in 15 starts this season, he has 8 wins, 13 top 5s, and 14 top 10s. And Nick Larry runs in the third spot in points, 357 points back, and then Bowen Smith's 366 points back in fourth. So as you can see, your second through fourth battle in points is really good. It's too bad it's not for the lead. And Trevor Royer is in the fifth spot, and then everyone else back from there is close to one another, but not really in the contention for the championship to this point, regardless of what happens. Bowen Smith leads us back to the third-party gaming green flag with 12 laps left. Hannigan able to make the second spot work that time on the restart. Trimmer gonna round it back up on the top in the 45. Does hold the spot over his Cadenberry Motorsports teammate of Nick Larry. Now Mason Hannigan, just as I said that, he took the lead there on the one. Bowen Smith's going to round it back up, and he is going to take the lead back at the line on the top side. Hannigan's trying to run the bottom half of the racetrack. Bowen Smith's going to run the top for all it's worth. See Colton Brewer in the right side of your screen trying to work by Trimmer and Larry as he tries to work himself back into the top 5 after falling back early on. You can see there, I feel like the bottom half of the track is there, but the top side is still good as long as you don't make a mistake, which obviously is harder, is easier said than done. I used to be watching your Colton Brewer trying to work up to Logan Trimmer there in 45. Last time around, Mason Hannigan was about a 1/10 of a second faster than Bowen Smith as we get our 4th yellow of the evening. It's like Austin Griffey and Jimbo Rooney were the two involved in this one. Oh, I was actually watching the cars in front there. I saw that. It's like Rooney comes up the racetrack and doesn't realize the 57 is going to be there, and it's come together. See, Jimbo Rooney is now making his way down pit road. I'm sure Austin Griffey will as well. We still got 18 cars out on the speedway. Only drivers out of the race currently are Parker in 02, Derek Jones in the 7, Joseph Grandy in the 518, and Tayton Sander in the 42. Bad news for Jimbo Rooney. I believe he already uses fast repair since he came down Dirt Series Promotions pit lane earlier in the race. Question is, though, is Bowen Smith going to be able to hold on and hold off the 1X of Mason Hannigan here with just 7 laps left in this one? As I said, funny enough, earlier in the season when he won, it was back at Volusia for round 1. He actually passed and held off Mason Hannigan on the last lap of that one as well. Obviously, Mason Hannigan definitely a contender for the Twisted Speed Hard Charger Award for the night as well, as he is plus 16 currently. I mean, plus 15 currently. Ryan Sheet also has to be one of those drivers. He started back, I believe, in 19th, and he is currently running in the 8th spot. Actually, 7th spot. Bowen Smith fires, though, out of turn 3 and 4. Hannigan stays right with him once again. Bowen Smith able to give out a 2-3 car length advantage, but Hannigan closes it back up. As you can see, Brewer now goes for the big slide job there. He moves himself up in 3rd, but Trimmer takes it right back. Hannigan was able to do a slide job move there you saw on the front of your screen. Bowen Smith tries to come back at him. He's going to take his nose off there, and they both make contact with the wall. They parked right in front of the field. Yellow flag will come out, but melee here on the front straightaway. We'll go back and take a look at what is our fifth 618 engraving and design caution flag of the evening. Bowen Smith here, I think he gets a little crossed up in the groove maybe. He goes for the slide job. I think what happened there is Mason Hannigan gets into the fence, and I think Bowen Smith expected him to be able to, that he wasn't going to be there. I think he thought he was just going to slide up right up behind him. And Mason Hannigan getting into the fence kind of messed up that idea, and the 12 ended up getting into him instead. I mean, there's a reason I promote the races and not race the races, though. So don't. I don't know how a race car driver thinks. So maybe they weren't thinking that, but that's what I think from my vantage point. See, though, Mason Hannigan is still in the pit lane. I believe he is done for the evening. Bowen Smith, you can see he has came back out onto the racetrack in the 012. He would now, of course, be at the back of the field, which is definitely be a tough, a long way to tow here with just 5 laps to go. It sets up a whole new slate here of drivers that could possibly win this race, though. There's only one driver in the top 5 right now that even has had a career win with the 360 Sprint Car Series, and that's Ryan Sheet. Honestly, there's only 2 drivers in the top 10 that have ever won with Reigel Promotions Esports, and that's Trevor Royer and Ryan Sheet, who are running currently in the 5th and 9th spots. So we could have a brand new winner here tonight for the 𝐒𝐲𝐻 Tribute Race. Logan Trimmer fires away off of turn number 4 into turn 1. Nick Larry now going for the slide job on Brewer. Brewer pulls it back underneath. Brewer holds down the inside line through 3 and 4. They will have 4 laps left at the line as your top 5 are nearly single file as they go into turn number 1. Nick Larry, slide job move on his teammate there off the corner. He now will take the lead into 3 and 4. Nick Larry now your new race leader, and he still will be at the line. It's going to be close. He does lead the lap. Logan Trimmer back in front there at the line, though. You see Colton Brewer, he giving it all he has. Now as Larry's not going to go back to the inside here of Trimmer into turn number 3 and 4. Once again, 2 laps to go here at the line. Larry gets into the wall, loses a little bit of momentum. Trimmer back to the point. As we get a 618 engraving and design caution flag. What could possibly make this race any more exciting? Caution flag is what it could be. Anthony Villagran, who was running in the 6th spot, looks like he may be the car that was involved in this one. Not sure when it's going to happen, but I at least thought that was what the caution flag was for, according to it. Also says Colton Brewer may have been towed to the pit area. Not sure what, because that was be after the caution flag. Maybe it was for a connection issue, perhaps. I not 100% know, but I'm going to guess that may be it. So, not quite sure what happened there with the, as you can see, the 69 also, there was involved in something. Clem West Jr., he has no top wing there on race car. So as you can see, graphics system is not doing me any favors tonight. Try and learn. I did see the 66 got an EOL here, perhaps. That might be because he went to the pits. But you can see both cars connected with one another. I'm going to guess that's what your caution flag was for. Doing my best guesswork over here, but we're going to have a green-white checkered, and I know that. Logan Trimmer, Nick Larry, and Joseph Trostowski is your top three when we get back racing here at Port Royal. Following this event, we'll have a word with your top three following these final 2 laps here at Port Royal for the 𝐒𝐫𝐽 Tribute Race. Reminder, next week, 360 sprint cars are in action at the Weed Sport Speedway next Wednesday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, right here on Regal Promotions Esports. Third-party gaming green flag is in the air for what should be the last time of the evening. Larry now is all over a 45 as they head into 3 and 4. He's going to mount up a charge here, tries to get on the top side. Trimmer gets into the fence, though. That may open up the door for Larry. He does not get as big of a run as he might have thought. He's going to be all over the 45 as the 10 slides in there, almost makes contact with the 43. This is one heck of a finish here. Larry going for the slide job here. Nope, he holds the inside line. Trimmer's going to hold around the outside. Trimmer is going to have it. He is going to take his first career Regal Promotions Esports win. Logan Trimmer takes the win over the 43 of Larry. Trostowski finishes third. Ryan Sheet fourth. And Trevor Royer from 22nd to 5th in car 90. What a run out of Royer, the Pennsylvania native himself. But your full rundown after 28 laps of what was scheduled to be 27 here at the Port Royal Speedway. Logan Trimmer with the win in car 45. Nick Larry will be credited with second in the 43. 412 of Joseph Trostowski finishes third. Fourth, Ryan Sheet. Fifth was Trevor Royer. Sixth, Bowen Smith. Derek Pettetti, Jeremy Christensen, Austin Griffey, and Anthony Villagran round out your top 10. Rest of your field rundown is the 83 of Greg Robinson, Jason Haynes, Ethan Milwane, John Klimowitz Jr., David Baker, Jimbo Rooney, Colton Brewer, Mason Hannigan, Parker Anus, Derek Jones, and then Joseph Grandy and Tayton Sander, your final 2 cars of the rundown. So now we'll see if Logan Trimmer and company are in the broadcast waiting room in our Discord, waiting for interviews. Looks like all 3 are there, so we'll get a word with him here very shortly. Hey, Logan, how you doing?
Not too bad. How about yourself?
Hey, I gotta first off, congrats on the win. I mean, obviously
Thank you.
circumstances obviously helped to allow it to happen, but nonetheless, I'm sure you'll take it.
Always. That race was getting sketchy there at the end. I will say that.
I guess one of the questions I have is did you expect Larry not to try a slide job there in 3 and 4?
I was expecting him to slide me on that last corner. I was waiting for it, and then he didn't slide. So I was like, and then I was pushing tight going into 3. So I was like, well, I got to cut down. So I just ran that cut down, and thankfully it was just good enough to where that bottom just wasn't it. So I was just roll right back by him. Thankfully.
Yeah, I thought for sure he was going to send it because he was pretty much on top of you going into 3. So I was like, this is going to be, he's definitely going to go for it. He didn't
Yeah,
though,
yeah.
and the rest is history.
Slider line was not it. It was there. You had nothing to catch it going in 4, so you was just gonna go sit there and spin.
Just surprising because on Monday night with the 305s, that was really what won the race for Derek Jones, was using the slide job line.
That's shocking, especially in a 305.
Yeah, because really, I was shocked. The track got super wide on Monday night, which I've never seen Port Royal that wide for 305s.
Nah, usually that track's one lane.
Is there any adjustments you made from the heat race to the feature with your setup?
Pretty much. RTB, Aiden Beerline. He's the one that built this setup. He built qual heat feature setup for this thing. I threw the feature setup in about 20 laps in. Pretty much, he just said, "Start move your wing back if you need it," and I did.
Yeah, your car, I would say, was one of the most consistent throughout, even in the heat races, really. Like your
Didn't
car
feel
never
it.
seemed to go away. I mean, that's what at least that's what I felt. Like you never fell back. You kind of just were always there the whole entire time.
And I was just, I was getting lucky with them cautions though. Them cautions was helping me out. There's a few times where I thought for sure I was getting choo-choo trained by because I'd miss the line or I'd get off the tie because I got in the wall or something, and I just felt like I was gonna get passed by like I was sitting still, and then caution comes out and I get my spots back. So
Yeah, there was a
those were
couple
handy.
times though. But like I said, congrats on the win. And is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
Um, RTB is my main sponsor, and I gotta thank Clay Johnson for the wrap. And that's
Uh,
about all.
well, I appreciate it, and hope to see you again next week for Weed Sport.
Weed Sport, I'll definitely be there.
See you then.
See ya.
That was your race winner picking up his first career win, Logan Trimmer in car 45 for RTB. Now move to the Cadenberry Motorsports number 43, finishing second. Picks up some valuable points tonight, Nick Larry. Hey Nick, how you doing?
Good, you?
Good. Obviously, uh, wish you were one more spot ahead, I'm sure, but still a great run considering a lot of your points rivals finished towards the back of the pack tonight.
Yeah, it was a great run with Logan there. It was really fun. I wish it would have played out a little bit different, but I was at a loss for really where to run on the last lap. But hopefully we gained some points on the cars in front of us.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I mean, obviously, Ty Williams, who was the car in front of you tonight, I mean, in the points coming in, he wasn't here, so you should be able to at least definitely be in the second spot in points now.
Yep.
I asked Logan Trimmer. I was surprised that you didn't go for the slide job in the final quarter, but I know that track was getting to the point where there just wasn't much grip out there. I felt like.
Yeah, I was really thinking about it, but I played it in my head. If I threw a slider last corner, he was just going to cut down and go by. I really should have thrown one in turn one, but I just tried doing what I was used to.
Nonetheless, though, second place finish, not nothing to be upset about. And is there anyone you want to thank?
Yeah, Cadenberry Motorsports, Jack and Sutton, Sim Shots, Royals Graphics, EW Littlefield, Viggy Construction, 207 Sledders, Trafton, C&T Builders, Newport Glass, and TCL Landscaping.
As always, appreciate you running with us, and we'll see you next week for Weed Sport.
Yep, thank you.
That was your second place runner, Nick Larry, with, I believe, his best finish, if not his second best finish on the season. So now we'll get a word with your third place runner tonight, Joseph Trostowski, with his best career win, best career finish before tonight was a seventh place run earlier in the season. This is his first top five he has had in the 360 Sprint Car Series. Hey Joseph, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks.
Congrats on podium run in the 305. I mean, not I keep saying the 305, 360s. Walk me through your race, how it went from the start to the finish.
Oh yeah, well thanks. Best run here with you guys. definitely a standout best. Probably my other best might have been 15th, 20th. I had a hard time making the features early on racing with you guys, but I wasn't able to put it all together even though I had speed a few times, but it finally came together for me tonight. I started 14th. Was kind of just holding on to it at the beginning, trying to dodge wrecks. I ended up, plowing in the back of somebody, big checkup. Gave myself some damage. Um, and I also kind of overfueled. I was a little heavy. I think if I had that green white checker kind of really killed my rhythm. I felt like right before then I finally started getting it in, and after a few laps I kind of was better and felt like I had a chance to just kind of throw something crazy, but can't be disappointed with how it went. Yeah, I got in the wall down the backstretch too, gave myself a little bit more damage, but it was a hell of a race, man. It was fun. Big time adrenaline rush there at the end for sure.
Yeah, this track, it'll do that to you. If the margins for error, just like a track like Eldora, for example, probably even more so. Just have to run up against the fence, and it's so bumpy in 1 and 2.
Yeah, in the middle, it's hard. Back in the day, I remember before they kind of overhauled with the updates to the sprint car, you could kind of just hammer it in there, but now you got to kind of feather it in and enter and ride through the bumps and hang on for dear life, and it's really fun. I mean, it's intense. My setup too was a little bit squirrely after the bumps. I mean, it probably is for everybody, but it was just kind of hard to keep it straight. But I was better when I was more in rhythm, but that green white checker kind of took every chance I had to win.
But that finish there should give you a great shot here at cracking into the top 10, as you were only about 40 points out coming tonight. And I know a few of those drivers struggled tonight, so you should gain quite a bit of points there.
Yeah, hopefully. I even missed a couple races and didn't even make the show for a lot of them. So when I make the show, I'm definitely putting decent points, at least being consistent. But this was a standout for sure tonight.
Well, congrats on the third place finish. And is there anyone you want to thank before I let you go?
That $10 setup I bought off the internet, that kind of helped me out pretty good tonight. Other than that, no, thank you for putting it on, and everybody that raced me clean. It's tough out there and isn't always the best, but it was pretty good tonight nonetheless. But thank you.
Well, thanks for running with us, and we'll see you next week.
Thanks. See ya.
And that was your final interview of the night, the 412 of Joseph Trustowski. That is going to about do it here for the Greg Hodnett tribute race at the Port Royal Speedway. Thank you to everyone that tuned in. Greg Hodnett was my favorite driver growing up, so this means a lot to be able to put on an event like this. Someone that meant a lot to me, and I congrats to Logan Trimmer on the win, Nick Larry on second, and Joseph Trustowski on the third spot. Next week, once again, we'll be at the Weed Sports Speedway on October 22nd for the Empire State Nationals. Tomorrow night, though, join us for the second running of the Jack-O-Lantern 200. Be the next-gen Cup cars at Auto Club for 100 laps under the lights. Appreciate everyone for joining in, and we'll see you then.